Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. This is Jack Talcott today. Once again, filled with some inspiration from a beautiful day. I had a nice morning at church, received, holy cows, now the phone's ringing just as I start. I received some inspirations at church and really got my faith and my understandings a little more collected. Some of the things I was thinking about and that I received for myself today is it's up to you. Your life is entirely up to you. How you want to live your life, what you want to do, and what you want to believe is entirely up to you. And I know what it's like to be a human, at least myself. I've been doing this almost 50 years now. So I know what it's like to be a human, and nobody I've met wants to admit their insecurities or their fears. It makes us feel vulnerable, and vulnerable feels weak, and weakness creates chaos, man. So the problem with that conditioning that humans have received, this not wanting to admit their insecurities or their fears or discuss their feelings, is that they don't understand them. Because when we suppress our feelings as humans, you're not going to deny the true spirit of you, the essence of emotion and drive and the will that's within you. You're not going to deny that. Not if you don't understand it. So it's up to you to understand your inner space and to face the fears, the insecurities that you might imagine. And here's a real easy way to do it. Convince yourself to believe. Believe in the things you do not know. Believe in forces beyond the visibility, right? Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord that God is with you. Within your awareness is God's presence. There is no separation between you and the Creator. Because the Creator is this realm we are sharing time in today, right? And the past brought us to today, and God, the Spirit, the essence, the intelligence, the divinity, perfection of God is all that is. So one of the other thoughts I've been considering and thinking about is stillness, right? It's our egos, our human minds, the conditioning, the memories of the past, the unresolved memories. That ego and the primitive beastly reactions, the insecurity that drives us to try and control each other, the elements, nature, it's an insecure pattern of humans, and I think it's divinely created and instilled in us, to be honest. I mean, I think God allowed creation to begin, and there's perfect order and there is a perfect order to all things, including our thoughts and our emotions. So it's up to us to figure them out. So back to the point I was trying to make is the ego is the conditioning of our society. It's not natural. When a baby is born pure and innocent, that is natural. Now, it's also natural for a human being to explore, to learn, to become curious, discover. That is our nature. So, to ease yourself of the suffering from an impure mind, misery and suffering come from negative thoughts. So, to ease yourself of the self-imposed misery and suffering, keep pure thoughts. Keep natural thoughts, make natural choices. The natural nature of human beings is to care, to be loving, compassionate. The natural state of nature is to be generous and bountiful and powerful. And that is you. You're a source of nature. So if you want to be natural, stop thinking. Allow your mind to settle so that you can just be one with God in the moment, with me. Because we are one in the moment with God, whether you accept it or not. Why would you deny yourself from feeling faith? Why would you deny yourself from feeling gratitude, confidence? Why would you deny yourself those things if not for deception? So stop deceiving yourself. Become honest. It's so simple. So to simplify your life, break it down, right? Learn, choose, do, and detach. Learn. What do you need to, if something's, as you progress through time in your life, you're going to be faced with choices all throughout your day, every day. So as choices appear, what do you need to learn? What do you need to know? How are you going to learn it? Where is your attention going? What are you learning each day? So learn. You're here to learn. You're here to choose. Free will is the gift by our Creator. We can choose to serve the light, to serve the truth, to serve love, or the darkness of confusion and conflict and misery and oppression. Let's get rid of that crap. That stuff is from the past, man. So you're here to learn, you're here to choose. Who are you going to serve? How do you choose? You need to discern, you need to evaluate, you need to imagine, right? But here comes one of the challenges of human beings is how do you know when you've learned enough to make a proper discernment? How do you know? Because life is short. You can't put off your whole life waiting to make a choice. Lives change in an instant, just like that. That's what I meant to do. So we're here to learn, to choose, to do. What are you going to do? What's driving your doing? Are you paying attention to what you're doing, or are you ignoring what you're doing because you're fighting fights in your head, or you're imagining disasters or memories, whatever? Are you punishing yourself with the thoughts in your head, or are you doing what is best for you in the moment while imagining the consequences of the future? So we're here to learn, to choose, to do. And as you do, recognize you may have the best intentions. You may have the purest heart, the most noble purpose, but you do not control the outcome. You can imagine and logically predict probabilities in the consequences, but the results are God's, okay? All results are God's. All is God's. So find humility for yourself towards God, right? Clear your mind of the insecure ego to fill yourself with the love of Christ. If you know the story, you know. And with the power and the will of God, the Creator, and you have faith. You have faith that the trust in the Lord that God is with you. Okay, well, what is a Lord? A Lord is a ruler. A Lord is a sovereign, the one who creates the rules. So if you're going to be a child of God, become the Lord of your life and trust in the Lord that God is with you, with your pure intentions, with the heart of Christ leading you in your direction through time, through your day, watching for opportunities to serve, watching for opportunities to teach, watching for opportunities to heal, to forgive. What can you do while you're here? But have faith, because without faith, life can be pretty fearful. There's one last thought, couple last thoughts, and I do have a couple of guests here that have been patiently waiting. I think I mentioned it. To clear your mind of the misery and suffering, simply make a choice within you to rid yourself, no longer allow impure thoughts in your mind. Scrutinize the thoughts, right? The thoughts are received, the memories are kept. So it's up to you where your energy goes. So to clear your mind of misery and suffering, find gratitude for the memories that were painful and let them go. Give them to God. Find the lessons you learned and be grateful that you've made it this far. Congratulations. Not everyone made it yesterday. Not everyone made it this far today. Congratulations for being here today, and thank you for sharing your time with me. The last thing I wanted to point out, if you're going to trust in the Lord that God is with you, consider this: God is the good. God is good. And this thought occurred to me this morning somewhere in the church time frame. Oh, it was inspired by the sermon at church this morning. I truly believe when you look at how the mind operates with the confusion and the ego, the calm mind, I truly believe the way God's got us set up is that when we are ungrateful, we do not see the good. I believe God veils the good from our mind, from our experience, even though it surrounds us when we are ungrateful. So if you want to praise God, become grateful today. Praise is gratitude, and without gratitude, there's no love. Without love, there's no trust. Without trust, there's fear. You don't have to fear the Lord. It's best to understand God. God is the good. So seek good. I'm going to bring folks up. I got OTW News and a Redeem Me here. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Suppose I could have given some attention to the chat too. So
go ahead.
Thank you, folks,
for nice to be here, Jack.
Well, happy Sunday afternoon. It's golly geez, this life is becoming bizarre to me more and more.
How goes the day today?
Did you listen to what I said the first 10 minutes by chance?
Of course I listened, brother. And I just wanted to say that I'm glad you forgive me. I also want to say that I think you're on the right path. This is day 7. You've been really going hard, You're going hard. I think your content's like reaching new viewers. You're finding new allies in your mission. I think that, we are going to end wars and suffering. No, she's not. We're going to end war and suffering. That's all I got to say.
I hear an awful lot of opinions from you and very little facts. And I keep hearing fake gratitude, fake apologies from a very fake man. Thanks for joining me today, Michael. I do appreciate the attention, but OTW, how you doing, brother? And I don't mean to be rude, and I'm not going to be a bully to anyone, but when a man has patterns of disrespect towards me like Moose Michael has, especially to a man who's been in my situation, You know, kick a man when he's down, make fun of him for trying to help others, make fun of him for trying to improve the world, make fun of him for trying to encourage people to have faith and maybe strive to do a little more. That makes no sense to me, OTW. No sense at all. I honestly can't believe that people want to make fun of me because I believe wars should and can end.
I don't know what to have. I don't have a comment to say at this moment because I don't even think it's really relevant. But I mean, go on.
Well, OTW, thank you. You know what? I respect and appreciate your honesty. Sometimes we don't know what to say, but it's up to each of us to understand. And I'm telling you, whoever's listening to me, please consider this possibility as coming from an honest man with no hidden agendas. I truly believe God has been preparing me for something incredible in the future to include the goals that I've stated. I've stated clearly and as concisely with as many explanations as have been allowed that I believe God is using me as a messenger for the truth of God's love. Now, as I understand the stories, when Jesus walked, he said clearly, I am God, but he was a perfected one and I am not. So I don't make those claims like him. But I tell you definitively, 1000%, God is real. God is with me. And yet I remain unwelcomed and uninvited wherever I go. People speak about me as though they know me, yet none accept my invitations to talk. Everyone knows what's going on with the sports, with their budgets, with the economy, with politics, with everything else, but I've been walking around in my hometown. I became a stranger in my hometown. And I've been walking around here. I've literally asked people in my path, am I dead? Joe Cool, my
What's
friend. Good to
baby?
see you, brother.
Same. Let me ask you, man. I was trying to type it, but it was too much to type. And because I was trying to get some understanding here, you said God is with you and he has a plan for you to deliver a message. I would agree. How is that different from anyone else, though? I think you're trying to make a distinction here that I'm not sure what you were trying to say here.
Actually, thank you, Joe. What I'm trying to say with me, that what makes me different than many others, is there is no doubt in my mind that God is with me. And if God is with me, then I've been figuring out what that might mean for me.
What's it mean for you? I'm curious.
Well, if God, here's where I'm at. This is the path of logic that I followed. Okay. I saw enough evidence to believe miracles exist. I learned enough history and philosophy to understand there's a creator and a divine order to all things. So there is a God.
Sounds logical.
And then I gave some credibility to the Bible, although I was, well,
same here.
So I looked at the man, the character of Jesus or Yeshua, regardless of reality. That is a great example of a man, right?
Great.
Caring
Great.
and loving and fearless, dedicated. So in my path, when I started accepting that God is with me, I looked at my life and I've been tested. All of us have been tested. We're all tested. That's the purpose of this, is to be tested, to learn.
All right, check me out. Let me re-ask here. Just to make sure we're on the right track here. I was asking for any distinctions between you and other people. Right now, you're giving me generalities that could fall for everybody. I thought when I was in chat, you were trying to make a distinction between you and people in general, at least.
Thank you for bringing it back to what you asked. What it means to me is just what God allowed me to invest in. Okay, if God is with me, I ain't got shit to fear.
Great.
God's got my problems. God's got my worries. I follow the example of Jesus. Honesty,
Great.
right? So
Yes.
if I live a guilt-free, what I figured out for myself is, if it's so simple, dude, it is so simple. If I live a guilt-free life right now,
Yeah.
and I enjoy the divinity, the perfection of this experience from our
As
Creator.
As it is, yes. It's perfection and divinity as it is. I see it as well.
If I can appreciate the perfection of this, well, damn it, Joe, I am looking forward to meeting the Maker.
I would
Okay?
agree.
Before I go, though,
what was I also missed. Moose said something, because I haven't been in on you guys back and forth. I think I heard him say, we're gonna heal the world or something, and you booted him. That had a undertone meaning to it or something. He was trying to say something different, because we all want to heal the world and shit.
Well, he's been saying his stuff with sarcasm. He offers fake compliments, and then talks shit behind my back. And
what about in front of you? He's regular conversationalist and Dennis. Does he talk to you at all? I guess I'm asking. Do you guys talk on panel and shit? No? Okay.
He plays his games. I mean, he's even admitted it. He's gone out of his way to create disruption in my life, which, Joe, if this is real, if God is using me, and Joe, the reason I believe wars can end is because of what I've learned and experienced and the people who I've met. So if I'm real and God is revealing this path for us to end wars and create global reform, why do these clowns want to take a chance and interrupt my efforts to try and share value?
I wonder too, did you come up with anything? You're under arrest because you won't answer my questions. Oh, it was a text message. Did you come up with something in OTW? Please zoom in, make sure it says OTW. You too. Did you come up with do y'all have a reason? Because I think about it all the time. Why do motherfuckers get up and disrupt motherfuckers and just try to break up motherfuckers who just simply trying to do what they do, or trying to do a talk show or whatever? Someone always goes in there and disrupts and try to fuck it up. I don't know why people do that. I'm not sure.
I do.
Right.
It's the human ego. See, the conditioning of the society has created insecure egos, and our egos are insecure mostly because of unhealed childhood trauma. But there's probably more involved in that too.
Yeah. Most of it be something left over from childhood. Somebody bullied you, or you successfully bullied someone else. You won something, or you didn't win something, and you developed an ego. I believe it's something trained from our childhood programming, if not trauma. Something happened, And so, is it jealousy? Like I was with this chick, and I really liked her, and she was peaceful and calm. I thought we'd be together for a while, and a guy had got a settlement and bought a car, a few grand and stuff. And I thought, that's so good for him. And as soon as she drove off, she he gonna spend that money in no time. And I immediately thought, this won't last. That is that demon, that hate, that jealousy shit that is that's no fucking where, Why can't you just wish good for the man? Maybe even give them some advice if you think you're one of God's kids. Be like, listen, make sure you try to save a little money for a rainy day, blah, blah.
Hey, you're spot on. The other, it is kind of a demon, right? The ego. It is technically the Antichrist, because the Christed spirit, the pure spirit, is there. The ego just holds it back.
I
So
go for that, or you can look at it as God is the real thing, and you are your ego. So that would make you the Antichrist too. You're keeping yourself away from God by being into yourself.
that's it, Joe. That's it exactly. It's so simple, but our minds, we don't want to accept simple because a lot of times that means we were wrong in the past. And so
Yeah.
the panel interruptions, what that is, the divine is controlling all things, right? I know that. But what people are doing is the insecurities create arrogance. Arrogance wants attention. And then,
Insecurities also create fear, and you see everybody
yeah,
as a as the what's the other team, what would you call that, your adversary? You see
yeah,
everybody it's competition is the word I was there. They're your competition as opposed to teamwork. Everybody you see doing well, that's your competition. He makes $1, that's $1 out of your pocket because he's competition, as opposed to he did well, that means we're doing well, which is God's theory. We're all one, we do well together.
brother, that's exactly it. And if you look at the state of our society, what humans have figured out is how to manipulate the beast within us, right? Through
I
lust,
think so. Yeah.
gluttony, food and porn,
Yeah.
and then wealth has been the dividing factor. And so it's selfishness that has built our economy and our governments. It's selfishness that builds celebrities and billionaires.
Agreed.
So if we can individually
Wait. Let me cut you off. And that selfishness, which we know is bad, they built these millionaires and celebrities and sports celebrities that if we in some way turned them into a god, we worship LeBron James. So that selfishness has just created something else bad, which is worshiping this dude for ball playing and shit like he's a god.
Amen, brother. False idols left and right. And it starts with our children in the churches, to be honest, what I've seen. Many of the churches put that book and then the name of Jesus, the book, the Bible, and the name of Jesus. They put them on an altar as though this is an idol. And then so they carry that into the society, and billionaires and politicians and celebrities, they become the idols and the gods of today.
Yeah. What is that about? All right, here, this is a little slight changes of subject. I will bounce something off you that I've been bouncing off of other folks. It's because apparently you're a Bible fan. I'm a Bible fan. Revelation, all throughout the Bible, it talks away, splitting away, be in this world, but not of it. The whole theme seems to be get a break away from this world. So I was asking somebody yesterday, and I asked you, what is this world? What does getting away from this world look like?
There's several ways to answer that, and that's a great question. The best way to, okay, we've got the physical reality, which there is no escape from. The creator controls that.
Worldly things, that's what I'm looking for. What is worldly? When he say get away from that worldly shit, don't be a part of it, what is he talking about?
Detach your mind and detach your heart from everything of the world.
Like
love
what?
God.
Wait.
God. Music, television. It's talking about all the superficial stuff that you're injecting into your mind. It's about what you're perceiving or what you focus on. You become what you focus on. So if you're putting your time and energy into that music or whatever, it's like that's what it's saying, is to detach yourself from the worldly desires
you're going more
that you've inflicted upon yourself.
Yeah, I think that's more the direction I'm thinking. Yeah. Like you put a name on some of them. I forgot. You said two things off the back. You named them, like music and something else. Detach yourself.
Television.
TV, worldly. Your internet, worldly. It sucks. I love my internet. That's how I make a living. But
well,
your card, your credit card, worldly.
Restaurant,
offer this?
cinema,
Restaurant, cinema.
football, hockey, baseball, basketball, you name it.
Yes.
That's what he's talking about, man.
Yeah.
All forms, it's sad to say, but it's all forms of entertainment that have been propagated to, through mind control and
Right.
MK Ultraism and you
I
name
could
it.
see you and your rivals in high school or something, that could still be fair, and dancing and listening to music and celebration of some all fair. But when you become, if you're on NBC and they're paying $1 million for a commercial and shit like that, your shit's probably corrupt. You're probably a god. You've probably twisted it in some fucking form of fashion, and that go for everything. If you're paying $40,000 for a Birkin bag, it's worldly. Just because your mom's carrying a bag to go get groceries, don't make it a worldly thing necessarily. You could argue that she shouldn't be going to fucking get groceries from the store. She should be getting them from the neighbor. But worldly, I think, I don't think a thing per se, I guess I'm saying, doesn't make it worldly. Like music, there's a time, like Ecclesiastes says, there's a time for everything, time to dance, time for music. I'm sure there's a time for sports, time for all these things that we're labeling as worldly.
Yes, but it shouldn't be, like I said before, propagated as a way of life.
Yes.
It should stay as a social activity and not
Great.
Not something that should be wagered upon and
yes.
and idolize
jump in
other
here.
people because of their exactly. It should stay local.
Yes,
and,
it seems pure if it's just local, me and you, Jack, going up playing softball, and I will get you next Sunday. That seems okay.
It creates like this family, it creates this dynamic where you don't have to identify yourself to something that's necessarily
becomes your defining characteristic or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
All right, Jack, let's shut up because you tried to get in like 3 times and we're steady talking.
That's right. Thank you. Hey, there was a couple of things there where I was going with detach from the world.
Yeah.
The world only really exists in our memories. So detach from your memories and focus on that which is not known. That which is not known is the future. And if you can detach from the world, your family, your friends, your children, your job, if you can detach and just flow moment by moment by moment.
Yeah. I think I've been doing that, Jack, for the last 3.5 years. I don't mean to turn your story into me, but I follow that philosophy. I've been selling drugs here in Chicago for my entire life. And when I cleaned up, I had to find something to do. And I've taken on this philosophy of, I don't know what to do. I'm not smart enough. I'll see where the wind blows. I'll slept on more couches in the hotels and all of that shit in these last 3 years, man. Wherever the fucking wind blows, I'm like a tumbleweed, man. I think that's best.
Joe, it is, but it is not. Maybe it's best for you. Whatever. This flow thing, it's a newer thing for me as well. But I've had 5 years alone to really practice deepening my surrender to now.
Okay.
And I don't leave it.
Well, you say, I don't leave it or need it. What'd you just say?
I don't leave it, meaning the moment.
Leave it. All right.
I focus on. I try. I mean, obviously, I'm a man.
All right.
And
Okay. So, this is the way I think. If he's giving you all these things, this will take your show on the road. Right? Again, you got to become that tumbleweed, go from town to town. A prophet is not appreciated in his hometown anyway. Jesus said that shit. You got to roll up out of town, bump into some people, roll off on them, rub off on them. You're going to have to do that shit, man.
This is my most efficient and effective way to get out of town is this online stuff.
It is one way. I'm figuring it out, and it seems effective too.
Honestly, Joe, it's no big deal. I mean, My story's cool and I'm nothing special. I'm no different than anyone else. It's just I got a different experience, man.
Well, yeah, I agree
But,
with that. Right. So it makes you you, it makes you Jack, makes me Joe.
well, we're here, brother. This is the divide. This is the time of revelation. The beasts are to be confronted, and the beasts of rule, what are they?
Oh, Jack, you just sent me. I'm gonna take off again, or somewhere else. There's another passage in the Bible says, "Our enemy is not man. We battle huge numbers of evil demons in the unseen world." That would lead me to believe that man is basically a puppet, a rag doll, a vessel. And if you you play a role in that, you keep letting these demons in by repeating the same. You let that shit in, they have control. Now, it seems wrong for me to battle the man. I can't make him my enemy. I can't make you my enemy. I got to battle whatever has been tricked into you. I got to deprogram, get that shit out. And, that's the battle. It cannot be me punching on you cats.
Amen. The battle between our spirits and bodies, it's through the mind, right? And here, this is what you just said something too, Joe, about the unseen, right?
Yeah.
It's not only a battle, but that's where the solution is too, in the unseen. The unseen forces that rule us are knowledge and love, knowledge and desire. Those are the things that move us, strengthen us. So truth and love, those are the unseen forces we should be spending our time and energy worshiping, being grateful for, loving.
I think those are Jesus. When a person tells me they don't believe in Jesus, they don't know Jesus, I judge myself, because you are merciful, you know Jesus. If you are forgiving, you know Jesus. If you are honorable, truthful, you know Jesus. You found him. You just don't recognize that cat, but there he is.
He's within us all. Every one of us has the capacity to be forgiving, merciful.
Yeah, but most of us don't cultivate that shit, right? We've proven that by the way niggas jump in your chat and try to fuck shit up. They not cultivating mercy, forgiving, and all that shit. They letting the little bad demons, push them into a corner. I saw something. I don't know how technical you cats get, but I saw this guy had a near-death experience. I had one as well, and it was very similar to Dude's, but not in this way. He said he went to the other side. And by the way, he said, Tesla said this too: if you want to know God, think in terms of frequency, vibration, and frequency, vibration, and energy. Thank you.
Amen.
So Dude said, and he didn't quote Tesla, but he was saying they spent what seemed like 2 complete days. It was less over there, but 2 complete days teaching him how to find the right energy. Otherwise, he couldn't enter where they were going. And then he said once he went over there, he saw all sorts. It looks like all religions, all sorts. You could tell by their garb. Everybody over there of different sorts. And he said, but the ones who were like envy, the ones who were the masters, could move around. And the way they could move around is because they mastered that energy. And he broke it down. I'll tell you, the energy that that guy who could open that door and that guy who could do that door, the energy that they mastered was simply love. The most loving motherfuckers were over there as gods. That's crazy, Joe. And the other cats just watch them.
Bruh, I seriously, I believe what we really are underneath these meat suits, these costumes.
Of course.
We are intelligence and love. Love is our natural state of being. Love is peaceful.
I wonder that. Here's an experiment. You say, what love is our natural state of being? There's an argument to be made that, that we're savage as well. I put up, I'm with love is our natural, but I've heard argument both ways. I'm interested in if you guys got some input. And I saw a study that makes me think, makes me question, I think love still is natural, but the other shit may be winning out. they put some electric devices to a motherfucker brain so they could see their reactions, and they put subliminal words on the screen. They didn't tell the people they were going to do it. When they put stuff like love, very little electric activity. When they put hate, fight, and shit like that, they could sense the electric shit go up. That doesn't mean that's our default state, but I thought it was interesting.
Joe, sorry.
No.
We're dominating this OTW. That's interesting because I have here back to the demons, right? So if our God is the God of truth and love, then the enemy of truth is lies.
Agreed. So that's the enemy we're fighting.
Exactly, confusion and lies.
Very good.
Well, confusion and lies come from secrets. Our government.
Wait, let me swallow that. Confusion and lies comes from secrets. I would agree. All right.
Well,
go ahead.
Now let's take it a step further. We're allowing our corporations and governments, the demons of today,
to operate in total secrecy. Right. I can't go to my police station to pull records from a stop I was in. They're going to charge you $600 to tell you there's some reason why they can't give it to you. The last ones I went, all the shit I asked for that I wanted to see, I asked for a half hour before and a half hour after. I wanted everything. And all the shit I wanted somehow turned out corrupted. And the other shit that I wasn't interested in, it didn't have nothing to do, all of that shit's fine. That to me is intentional. They're hiding. They're not beholden to us. They don't have to answer to us.
Brother, that's exactly the problem. But see, this is where, if you get into the idea of Satan and God, right? God is the unifier. Our spirit is whole. It is unified with each other, with God, with time, beyond time. So our spirit is whole. The analyzer within us, Satan would be the analyzer of the unity, the divider, the one that opposes completeness.
Yeah.
That's our ego again, man.
All right. You're saying Satan is the analyzer. I want to make sure that I got that before we go too far, because analyzing a thing seems to be what men do, is what you're supposed to do. So are you telling me I'm wrong for analyzing shit?
The feminine aspect, see, the left brain is the analyzer, and that could be considered more the masculine aspect. The feminine aspect, the right side, the inspiration, is also the acceptance.
Okay, right? I can go for that. So are you saying that analyzing is evil? It is of Satan. Are you saying that? All right.
It takes a balance of light and dark.
Agree.
Right?
I would agree. I think our balance is too far dark. Most of the time, I feel like I got to fight for 10 people. Like, I get up in the morning and I try to think of whose day can I make better, rather be here in Chicago or one of you cats. And because people know me as that guy, I wake up with half a dozen texts. Joe, can you help? So-and-so got arrested, and so-and-so needs your help, because they know I get up to help motherfuckers. Then you got that guy who was up all night looking up your records and watching your tapes and shit where you were on panels to think of ways to fucking hurt you. They got that other guy behind the steering wheel.
Joe, it's insanity. We live, brother. Hey, two things. Hearing you describe you, my heart goes out, because you're the type of man I want to see succeed. So, brother, please receive some of my faith. God is with you.
I thank you, and I can take you out of your suspense. I have succeeded just because I hold these philosophies. It's got nothing to do with bread or anything like that. Amen, I'm a nicer person. I got really good friends. I'm really nice motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck if you hurt me 70 times. When you see me, I'm a nice motherfucker to you, all that bullshit. So all of that are measures of success, in my opinion. I got a really good girl. Like peaceful. I've never had a peaceful. It's been very long, 30 years since I had a peaceful woman, bro. I got a peaceful woman now, good friends, You know, that's like a second family. I'm successful as fuck.
Joe, I'm glad to hear that. But here, some of the inspirations I've been receiving and looking at my life, I can say it's true. Trust your life is about to improve even more.
Always
Now,
does.
I think now that I've discovered the path, I'm not creating fights and conflicts, and I'm not doing shit I feel guilty about.
Right.
I have a feeling God may make the future a little more easier, and my hopes are more abundance.
Why do I can't get over this feeling I keep having that you're an introvert? I keep it just, and I don't have a good reason for having it, but it keeps popping up, man. You know that you are not taking this message too much. It's one thing to have the knowledge. The second step is fucking everywhere, every fucking where you go. You know, you go fishing just to you know, give that little nugget to the guy fishing next to you at the grocery store. You strike up a 10-minute conversation with a motherfucker, and then you venture out from there and you go to different places. You might stay for a day or two, meet this person, they introduce you to this person. That's the way it look like you look like you're gonna have to do. I don't know if you do that or not.
Hold, Joe. I have. Now here's where, again, I don't know if I'm right or wrong. The future will tell me. You know, when I meet God, God will tell me whether I screwed up or not. But I used to do that, and I kept getting weird, dude. People react to me. I mean, bizarre shit. So I've learned it's actually safer for me to stay away from people.
What kind of gay shit is that? Who the fuck said this was safe, nigga? We soldiers.
Hold on, Joe.
Be a warrior.
Joe, hold on. I've learned to trust my spirit. If my spirit guides me to talk,
you got hurt and you withdrew.
No,
fuck that.
No, brother.
Fuck
No. Joe, please trust. I'm not a coward on this. I assure you of that.
Everyone who has that, Joe, you know how many I heard it yesterday with my guy who's accused of the same shit. You know what? I tried that, Joe. I tried that. Anyone who says that out of their mouth is the defeated motherfucker. It's gonna be hard to talk me out of my position.
Joe, how about this perspective that it's my belief God was allowing me to learn humility towards God. Stop believing I had faith in myself and stop freaking myself out that I had to do more.
I agree that would show a process. That means that he did that so you could come to where you are now, gain the knowledge that you have now step out and try it again with the new found wisdom and knowledge and temperament. That's where that's gonna lead. It wasn't saying just stay in your fucking shell and don't try it again.
No, Joe, please don't get me wrong. I mean, see that I'm putting myself out here on this.
I don't think I don't see that. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't want you to think that this is a big fucking deal. I know many people who don't do this step right here, and I suggest, motherfucker, the internet's out there. I want to hear that shit. You know, so you're already putting it out. Don't think I don't see that.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, and going on other panels, you move around. People know who you are. You are definitely trying to engage people. You apparently, wait, that's going to change the subject. Now, I don't watch anything, so I'm guilty of not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. But that leads to the obvious that you're apparently clumsy. Apparently, just because of how many motherfuckers troll you and you get in arguments with and give you shit. Wouldn't that make a third motherfucker say you're clumsy at this? You're not smooth with it.
I don't control what people think nor what they do. I only
no one does. So do we all. What is your point? That's a deflection. That don't mean nothing.
Well, the point is, Joe, this pattern you're seeing in this new community I've discovered.
Yeah.
This pattern has been continuing with me for 5 years, and I've been praying for God to allow any disagreements to end.
Sound like it's your fault, bro. If everywhere you go, the house catch on fire, who's got the matches?
Well, Joe, that's a possibility, but again,
it's a likelihood. Accept it. You know what? Unless you say I'm making some faux pas here, you'll never clean it up and get rid of those faux pas. It's time to
Joe,
observe a thing, right? I go
Joe,
onto a panel, I
yes.
get into a fight with a guy, I observe. I learn from that. Next time I know this nigga know how to trigger me, so I'm more patient, more temperamental. I pay attention. And I don't give a fuck how long it take, man. I'm gonna fucking find a way to get along with that guy, blah, 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 blah. I'm successful with it. And half the friends I have now have trolled. I've met them through them trolling me and look at the broke nigger in my comment section. Now we're best friends because I did something. Right? I didn't say, gotta make it happen. I made an effort to be kind. It's when they hopped into my shit because I know the temperamental fucks they were, I was kind. I didn't do any ad homs. I'd say, your opinion, you're entitled to your opinion, but I gotta say, I think you're incorrect because of this. You do that shit long enough, you indulge in, you have a regular conversation, right? There's ways to learn to be good at this, ways to learn to move around and be good at it. Now, I am accusing you of not being that guy. Do you acknowledge that maybe you ain't the most socially smooth motherfucker, and there are things that you could do besides other people's blaming God and Paul and them for tricking you? Are there things that you could do besides run? And I'm gonna stay back for my health. Fuck that.
Joe,
It's just
Joe,
something you can do.
right. I've been doing the best I can on my own. Everyone
So
offers
that's a
me
no.
complaints and
That's a no.
criticisms.
That's a no. You can't do anything else. I've been doing the best I can. There's
Right.
nothing else you can do. It sounds
Wait,
like I'm hearing.
no, Joe, there is. I don't know how it works, but I know that prayer influences.
Yeah,
And
that's all right.
Joe,
That's one thing. Okay, what else?
but the main thing is, I can do nothing more than offer people, please. I've learned what works for me. Please turn
No,
to
you
God.
haven't. You have not learned what fucking works for you. You have
According
not.
to you. Hey, Joe, wait. Let's put it in the context of what I meant.
Yeah.
I know what has worked for me to understand and stop denying myself
Okay.
my relationship with God.
Very good. And I'll give you that. What else? Yeah. I understand that shit. But what's that got to do with the way you move around in social? It's different.
Well, Joe, here's what I'm trying to say is, as my relationship with God increased,
Yeah.
the world pushed me away.
Everybody else's fault, Jack. This is not fucking good. You know what? I wasn't the guy. 5 years ago, I
yelled at people. I raised my voice. I offered some profanities, but dude, it's been 5 years since they won't allow themselves to move on because I raised my voice.
That would be someone else's fault. If they're dragging on the old shit, that would be their
that's
fault.
what I'm dealing with in my life.
You got too many niggas
online asking for help. Someone please help communicate with these people. They're confused, man.
I don't know, man. You got too many fucking enemies for all of them to have 5-year-old beefs or even old beefs. You meet new motherfuckers and they end up being highly critical of you. And I'm not the guy to watch, 24 hours of tapes to figure out why that type of shit occurs, even though it interests me to no end. I love when you and Paul get up, or Paul and anyone get up and they have a little disagreement. That's how I learn. These are things I apply to my life. And I know, if he's doing that, what Jack does, I can see it in you and try to improve it in me. This is what you're missing here, Jack. You're not saying that you can do anything. I hear a lot of, they did, those guys, so-and-so. I am
Joe,
trying to pull you in.
Wait.
Let me finish. Can you control what they do, those guys, God's plan? The only thing you can control is Jack. You got to get behind the wheel and have plan after plan. If that didn't work, I got into it.
Joe, I do. That's why I live without fear, dude. Joe, at the beginning, before you showed up, I kind of went into this, to simplify our lives, learn, choose, do, and detach. I don't control the outcome. I chose what I learned. I choose what I do. I don't control the outcomes, brother. But I can go on and on with the things I've done, the things I failed at and learned from.
Yeah. I'm not interested. I'm talking about today. How what does Jack do today?
Well,
I
today,
saw a lot of niggas, and no matter where we go, me and you are gonna get along, but I get along with everybody. Right. But while we're talking like this, if I look in the chat, I don't know if you boot niggas, but it'll be 28 motherfucking negative fucking comments in there. There is there's a way, like here. I know it sounds like I'm changing subjects. I'm not. I got a friend, and any troll can come in and trigger that dude. It is entertainment. I'm not accusing you of that, but I'm saying when you learn to be really good, that troll shit goes away. When you learn to be good at whatever the fuck it is that you're doing, these detractors will fall away. You won't keep giving them shit. Your truth will hit them and it'll shame them. They'll run. There has been an adjustment made.
well, brother, you're right. What I've come to learn and accept is what you've said. I can only control me, what I say, what I do, what I think. So others are going to learn from the words I say, from what I have to offer, or they're going to reveal their characters. And there's a lot of people that I haven't even met many of these people, but there's many people with creating evidence for themselves. They're gambling their reputation that I'm
Agreed.
wrong.
When they do dumb shit, it reflects more on them than you. I would agree with that shit. Yes.
Yep.
Someone sitting up there yelling at you, it says just as much about them, perhaps more. I agree.
Well, and this is what I've been trying to point out to Paul and many, many, many others, not just online, but in the real world, is, you're gambling your reputation against mine. You're winning so far, but the truth is eternal. The facts don't fucking change because of people's opinions or their
Hey, let me
feelings.
ask you this then. Maybe, this should help me a lot. What are some of the key differences in your beliefs and Paul's? Just, I don't know, maybe 3 of the big ones that you see.
I'm going to say
You should have been ramble off 3. Yeah.
number 1 is humility.
All right, I like it.
Number 2 is gratitude.
I like it.
And number 3 is honesty. I humbled myself.
Now, wait. Now, Paul is one of the most honest fucks I know. I don't know him well enough, humility, gratitude, but that motherfucker will speak the truth to his detriment.
Let me qualify, okay? I agree to most things. However, he thinks of opinions, states them as facts, and then he argues like hell to manipulate people into accepting his facts.
That's dope. All right. So there is the lack of humility that you spoke of, because in reality, we must know that as much as I feel like I know truth and I know right and blah, 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 I must acknowledge that I've been wrong a time or two. So we must always leave room for just what I feel, what I say. It is not the fucking strict, blah, blah, blah. And that's a good thing, because that keeps you open to every other argument and so on. So even no matter how small a chance it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. Like a guy was, that would detract too much from the conversation. I had a long story about a blind dude, a friend of mine, cop watcher, blah, blah, blah. He's a very introspective dude. You fucking love that dude, Jack.
Joe, I may want to hear that story another time. You are a cool dude, man. Hey, let me share this. I think you would get this, right? Because we were talking about egos and insecurities.
Yeah.
Now let's think about our bigger society. The insecurities of the masses have created a dependency on authority.
I would agree.
They don't solve their problems on their own. They depend on authority.
Fucking agree.
And with that dependency, we are experiencing oppression. So
yes.
to overcome the insecurities and the fears, this is what I realized.
Yeah.
Gratitude, man. Gratitude Gratitude comes from the good. The good is God. I honestly believe that when we're dishonest with excuses and blame,
Yeah,
God like blinds us from the good. We don't see it.
of course, of course. The
And
more
then we,
honest you are, the more you'll be able to see and all of that shit. The more honest you are. Yeah.
well, and here back to the differences between me and Paul.
Hmm.
An honest man will present facts, maybe ask questions, right?
Yeah.
Like you do.
Yeah.
And they also will listen to the other person's opinions. They'll
uh,
listen to the truth from another.
yes, an honest man is more likely to hear someone else's opinions because his philosophy should, if he's an honest man, be based on things like truth. He'd be more fearless, and he'd be more willing to listen to another man's opinion. But again, uh, uh, if Paul is not being honest, it has to be through a technicality, right? That motherfucker
Well,
ain't got lie in him.
hold on. He's got a lot of light in him, but
No, he doesn't have lie in him.
oh no, he does. He's been telling the this metaverse here online that I'm a worthless piece. I'm a
It's not a
worthless
lie.
human
That's his
being.
opinion.
I'm a man who shouldn't be trusted. He's calling
Not
me
a
a
lie. It's
liar.
just an opinion. That's not
No,
necessarily a
Joe.
lie. Maybe he has a
Joe.
small opinion of you.
All right. Well, let's narrow the topic then. Maybe we've got disagreements on what a lie is.
Definition is, yeah, okay.
For me, a lie is when someone states something as fact,
Yeah.
coming from experience, direct evidentiary opinion.
Yeah.
When someone states a fact and it's inaccurate, and they
No,
don't
no.
care that it's
No.
inaccurate.
That's not a lie. That's not a lie. That can just be an error. A lie means that person intended to deceive. Through the
Right.
gate, when he said the thing, he intended to
Right.
deceive. Now that's a lie. A guy who really believes that you're an asshole and he's wrong doesn't make him a liar.
Well, when there's no evidence to support the accusation, and no evidence has ever been brought forth, well, to me that makes him a liar. And you know
Well,
what? I'm calling Paul a liar. He has a very honest heart. I believe what you said too. I don't believe he. Well,
I ain't saying that.
he's fallen for the fiat currency trap, even though he says he's not. But
Okay. Oh, wait. All right. Now that I think you're hinting toward a lie, but it seems like you haven't hit lie
that
anywhere near the target yet when you're talking
I'm
about this
talking
dude.
specifically about his bullshit narratives about me, and I see him painting false narratives about many people.
It doesn't make him a liar.
It makes him a manipulator, and
It can
someone
make
not
him a
to be
mean
trusted.
and manipulative and all that. Wouldn't make him a. It could be mean. I could give him that.
Joe.
Manipulative, I could give. Not saying he is.
See,
Wouldn't make him a liar.
the insecure use their arrogance to manipulate the facts
I
for
would
the
agree.
illusions of control.
I would
So
agree.
he has an inferiority complex that once he addresses, he'll be more grounded, be able to chill out like you and
Yes.
me.
I
Right?
would think that that passion that he has is over the top in the sense that it ends all conversation because he's going to talk over, he's going to interrupt. It ends all conversation. That is not a good thing. I don't care how it might be a tool. It was time to do it, but you can't be that guy who ends all conversation all the fucking time. That to me immediately I think insecurity. So fuck wherever I had a connection to something you just said, but I don't forget it. But yes,
You know what?
Mm.
I don't mean to talk about one man either. I mean, this is just the typical ego behaviors of how humans behave. That man's a gifted man. He's very intelligent, very smart, but that's intelligence in the ego.
Yeah.
A brilliant mind without the loving heart turns into an evil, mean, nasty man.
Yeah. I'm
And I don't
not.
think Right. I don't think Paul's evil because I don't believe he intends to harm anybody.
Of course. Not only that, I would go out. No, I'm not really going. I'm being sarcastic. I'd go out on a limb and say he's a child of God. I'm not really out on a limb. It's fucking obvious.
Amen.
So perhaps his ego is to use, because I don't see him admit error often, and there is not room for opposition of philosophy. My side is right. You know, I will argue with you for days. I'll keep coming back arguing my point. I'm gonna come back and yell at you and be call you names or whatever the fuck. But if I think I'm right, I'll argue that shit to no fucking end.
Hey, brother, you're right. Here, Paul is. There's a question here in the chat. Why do you keep going back there to me? Right?
Yeah.
I don't know why there's any confusion why anyone would need to ask that, because I've repeatedly expressed my admiration, my respect, my care, and my gratitude for getting to know the man.
Wait, fuck that. Why would you not? Because he abused you. I'm thinking from my perspective, I see 1 billion benefits from being over there. But in the person in chat, why, your answer was, why would you go over there? My answer would have been because I could learn over there. And you don't learn a lot of places on the internet. Why would you not go over there?
Well, actually, in defense of the comment, I don't learn much over there anymore. I've learned what I needed to quite a long time ago, and it was in between the chaos. So I've learned to adjust myself and enjoy the entertainment, but I see the potential there. And here, Joe, whether anyone accepts it or not, this is my belief based on my faith. I believe God brought us together, that God is using the two of us as opposing examples, but exactly the same way.
I would say I can see that. And also the reason he would have brought you two cats together is to show you that you are both children, that you are, if you find yourself engaged in that type of combat with a motherfucker, and then a cat like me walks in the room, he started it, you're both children. He put you in there so we can grow and learn. Here's a stumbling block. How do I learn to work around it? You niggas need to come to know each other. I don't know if you believe in the Quran, Islam, and other shit, but on top of the Quran, the general Quran, you get it has some Arabic writing on it, and it says you were put on this earth to come to know each other, not to hate each other. All right? That which one are you two doing?
I'm trying to get us to know each other. But hey, Joe, you brought up a couple of things there. What I've learned from Paul and I had different lives. I consider us both similar minded.
Okay.
Paul, in my opinion, he's found a way to find entertainment. That guy is an entertainer, right?
Okay, yeah.
That guy knows how to have fun in and with the chaos.
I think so. Yeah.
Me, the chaos used to piss me off.
Still does.
So I've been overcoming my anger in the chaos, and Paul,
that would be a lesson that Carl would come into your life for, to teach you to overcome that shit.
It has. I've been growing in my own emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's been inspiring me to try and have more fun in my own life too.
Yeah, so, you don't look like the most fun nigga, right? You don't. I wouldn't assume, like me, you probably look at me and say, yeah, that motherfucker get high. He's a goofy motherfucker. They do mushrooms and do dumb shit. And you'd be accurate. I have fun every fucking day, right? I should look that way because everything is just fucking lovely and fun. You, on the other hand, you look like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, bro.
It has been. And, well, the weight of the world on my shoulders is what made me think, fuck, I better do something for these wars. Hey, the other thing I wanted, this other new inspiration, Joe, you brought this up, and we're going to have to cut it out short here again. There's another service at 5 I'm going to go hit. So, children of God, brother. I believe I believe God gave us Jesus to show the example of love, and no
Right.
offense, not egotistical, but I think I'm here to help lead the example with logic.
Wait. All right. Well, I
Jesus
still not
was
sure
love.
understand. And you're here to
Jesus
help.
expand our knowledge of logic. How logic and love lead us to the truth. The truth is
Okay.
God.
Logic and love combined. All right.
Yeah.
I go for that. Yeah. I fight that logic battle. Yeah.
Well, Joe, I think you and I and many others, we are like a wake-up call to reality.
Yes.
That's what Jesus was. Jesus was a
Yes.
wake-up call to reality. Hey, guys, God is, right? And so we are waking people up.
I stay in trouble with my friends because if they try to bullshit me, I call it out. If I think it's a lie, I say it was a lie. If I think they could do better, I say. At the same time, I'm very complimentary when they do good things. They love the compliments, and that was incredible. That was so brilliant. They love that. But then when I say, that was a faux pas, that was a misstep, you know, and I stay on it though, because I think that's just as beneficial. If I'm a friend and I love these cats, I need to sharpen them. I'd rather my friend say some goofy shit behind doors, and then I could tell them, listen, when you go out there, you be careful. You can't call black people niggers outside of this room. Whatever, metaphorically speaking, whatever I could do to straighten my friend up backstage or in chats and private chats and shit. I'll do it, even if it's to my detriment, even if he yell at me and, I don't want to be friends. You think I'm a racist, I'm still gonna fucking try to sharpen you, man. And, I don't know. I've learned something from Paul, the same thing. I shouldn't say from Paul because I've always had this. But that shit don't move me. I don't care if you get emotional, if you're whining and crying. I can't believe that shit. I don't care. I don't care if you and your friend are arguing on panels. She called her a cunt. I don't care. It don't move me. I'm probably laughing about it, man. This shit don't fucking move me.
Hey, real briefly, Eric, I see you in the back. It would be rude of me to bring you up and then shut it down.
Bring Eric, because I ain't said hi to him. Is that the Eric I know? Was I in chat with him all this time and didn't say hi? Was that I saw Eric in chat? Was that you in chat earlier, Eric? I saw Eric in chat.
Yeah, I said hey. I just wanted to pop in and say hey, Joe, man. It's good to see you.
My bad. I didn't speak to you. I didn't know you're fucking. I just know you're Eric. I didn't know your handle Eric so and so.
Yeah, I Eric the Chike. Whatever people want to call me, I just kind of attach it there.
All right. I'll shut up because he's going to end it soon. If you had anything
to
I
just wanted to say hi to
this
Jack.
is a spiritual good conversation. Yeah.
This has been
you guys had a good conversation. It's good.
We did, bro. We did, man. And I poked Jack a little bit. We got to I don't know what we was talking about. Me calling him an introvert and shit. And just pushing him to get his message out and shit like that. And it was still a great conversation, even though I poked at him a little bit, man. I think it was great.
Keeping your friends stronger. That's
I value Jack, for the record, man. I mean, him and I disagree on a lot of foundational avenues of things, perhaps. But we agree on a lot, but I don't see the guy as
nefarious and all of that shit. Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. I see as long as we're being honest up here, I see, at least I saw, that's why I hopped up here to get some clarification, a little God complex. I thought you were literally, when I was down there, saying that, like you're one of the prophets. I was sent here, as I thought you were making a distinction between you and everybody else. I know God. He sent me here to help you losers. That's why I hopped up. I don't think that anymore.
Thank you, Joe. But and this is where God has blessed me with what I've been allowed to learn. I've been allowed to learn a lot of things that many other people haven't, and a lot of things others have. Yeah. So when I'm talking, either people make the assumption that they've heard it all before.
That would not be smart to do.
Or they reject some of the things that contradict their beliefs. But
yeah, I get that shit.
I'm sure you guys deal with that stuff too, though.
I deal with it a lot. I whore on these panels, and in streets. I'm a popular dude, and I get to every day examine a bunch of people psychopathy and see how they act and blah blah blah. And I see that shit. I see the person who has his cognitive dissonance shield ready. Right, he's great in every other territory, but you ask him about, but the Republicans are good, right? Immediately a shield goes up. Oh, what about God? A shield goes up.
Isn't it amazing? It's you can literally see it. But hey, guys, I do need to wrap this up.
All right, it was nice.
Anything final, Eric? I know you just showed up. You're muted, brother.
Yeah. Just pop. Watch the re-stream or whatever, man.
All right,
thank
Eric.
You, brother. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Joe. Take care, man.
Later too. Right. Joe, thank you for the fellowship.
It was great. I always try to support you, but I always get that late. It's like a 10-minute show. You said a few things and it's over, and I just see it and I don't even comment that I saw it. So I'm just always nice to catch you up here. I don't know you well. I do know motherfuckers give you shit, but I'm an old man. I like to see shit for myself. And I'm impressed, Jack. You be easy.
Thank you, brother. God bless. And for those who tune in or now or later and those in the chat, I know I didn't give much attention. I can scan through. Joe Cool, yeah, he does have a channel. Please, maybe I'll try and drop the link later since Joe is such a big part of the show. Thank you for joining me. And for all the folks who joined in the chat, thank you for sharing your time, attention, participation. And Moose, and I saw someone else in the back too that I didn't get to. It is what it is. I was enjoying the conversation with Joe. I hope you guys did as well. And please stop denying yourself faith. Seriously, stop denying yourself gratitude. It's that friggin' simple. Gratitude is the key to a joyful life, to a happy life, to a fulfilling life. Be grateful for the day, for the breath, for the sight, for the smell, the sound, the taste, the feel, the touch of those you care about, the experience of the day. So with that, God bless. Thank you for joining again. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear.